All right, let's try this again. Keyboard? Where are you? All right. This is weird. Okay. Hey, um, I fixed the mic issue. Again, I messed up. Yeah. It got strike for a copyright sound, although there was no sound. So that's a little funny. That's a little funny that it got hit with a copyright, because it claimed that either I was playing a copyright sound, which there was no sound. So explain that to me, YouTube. And I took a screenshot. Well, not a screenshot. I took a picture, and I think in my tab it'll tell me what exactly was going on. I just wanted to talk about this while it's fresh in my head, because of the Twitter conversation I just had with Repzion. And there's probably not going to be a whole lot of people that know the situation. All you need to know is there's currently, I believe it's two videos at this time. One from Drama Opinions and the other one for Repzion. All right. Drama Opinion did her video on Repzion about certain things that were going on. And there are certain things I did not agree with in her video. And but that's one thing. But she kept it where she wasn't making fun of anyone or anything like that. So I'll give her props on that. Let's give her props on that for never making fun of anyone. We'll give her props on that, other than, Onision. And then I watched Repzion's video, and it was really good up till the part where he made fun of her accent. Now on Twitter, he's claiming that it's not her accent. He's making fun of a tech. What was the wording? Let me find the wording before I spout it off and misquote him. A tech support accent. Now, as we know, she works in technology or some kind of department. She's never specified exactly what kind of her job is, other than we know it's dealing with tech. So for him to be like, oh, I'm making fun of a tech support accent, although we know is in tech, I get he wants to add humor, but this was not the video to do so. He could have kept it serious and to the point, because this was a serious issue to him and his girlfriend. It was a serious issue. We're not knocking that down at all. This was a serious issue that was going on with a fan at the time that was doing things that were questionable. Very questionable. And these certain photos, because of what they are one, all the photos are technically revenge porn. We can definitely safely say they were revenge porn. Now, the other part of what these pictures were supposed to be, the only way to confirm the exact dates, if you know how to read code on data and everything, if you know how to look up a code on on a photo, there is supposed to be a way to see exactly when the picture is taken. Even if it's on the net, it got posted on the internet and everything. Because I believe someone was able to do this with a photo for another YouTuber that was claiming that she was 16, but really evidence kept coming out that she was 13, 12. We're not going to mention that name here. And it would be in the properties of the photo. And he made a point that you can easily rename the files. You can rename the files. Because there's been files and videos I've done where I've renamed them. Or I left the date that I recorded on them when I was recording religiously for YouTube. And I believe on my TikToks, I'm not sure because I haven't uploaded them to the computer yet to start like editing them and doing like a TikTok compilation, that there is a way that they'll have the date that they're recorded. Now anybody can mess with the date. He made that point. That is valid. You can change the title of the file. And the fact that he said watermark just to see, how far she would go with that information, give you that. But to go so far to make fun of someone's accent, although you're claiming at this point you're making fun of a tech support accent, with you being a white person in the political climate we are dealing with the issues that we are currently dealing with, the Black Lives Matter and everything, this was not the video to do so. And people are like, oh, he's just having comic relief. There's other ways to have comic relief within that video he could have done. That accent was not it. Now, he's like, well, if I was making fun of a British accent or Australian accent, I will say this, if you're making fun of a person, any argument you have goes out the window. Now, if you are doing an accent of a person that happens to be the same race as you, it's whatever. It's whatever. Like, for instance, if people want to sound like Keemstar, because he has an accent. His accent's very unique, but he has an accent. And you are a white person doing Keemstar's voice, that is one thing. But if you are a white person doing another racist accent, it's not cool anymore. It used to be, like years ago, I thought it was a little funny, like with The Simpsons and all that. I grew up during that time where it wasn't an issue, but the years that I've been on the internet, I'm seeing that is wrong. It is wrong to do that. And right now, with how everything is going, and again, I usually don't like the idea of making fun of someone's appearance or anything, but the Cheeto president is basically trying to declare civil war in our country because there are people trying to show that the way our system is not right. It hasn't been right for the longest time. And the fact that he knew this was going on and did that accent anyways, and then the people are like, oh, you're trying to bring race into it. Well, when you look at his thumbnail, this is not the time to do this. You could have easily proved your points without doing anything funny, being serious, taking this situation serious, because it's supposed to be serious for you and your girlfriend. I'm pretty sure your girlfriend is like going through so much shit, seeing those photos that were supposed to be private come up because a pissy fan got kicked out of a Discord thing. I get that. And for someone to ask proof that these were those other kind of photos, when technically it's illegal for you to own them. For her, it's not so much illegal for her to own them because those are photos of her. But if it was to be on your computer, then it's illegal. But for her to have those photos personally, I have to correct you on that because I have a friend that has several intimate photos of himself throughout the years, and he owns those photos. He has them on a hard drive, never connected to anything until he wants to put a photo onto that hard drive because, not gonna lie, he's a good-looking man. He's very proud of how his body is, and that's his business. And for someone to ask you to send the photos that are supposed to be of her underage, I get why that wasn't right. And if your girlfriend knew how to get into the data of those photos, which a couple of Google searches could help you figure out how to get into the data of those photos, the data of those photos won't be able to prove when they were taken. But you going to make fun of an accent, whether it was her accent or tech support accent, was not the right call, because any argument you had went out the window. She never made fun of you. And I know you're like, oh, you don't care if anyone makes fun of you. That's you. But you don't know if she likes anyone making fun of her when it comes to her appearance, the way she speaks. I'm very uncomfortable when anyone tries to make fun of my list. That's one of my insecurities. I try to own it, and once in a blue moon, it still gets to me when someone makes fun of me of that. So I do my best not to make fun of anyone else. I've tried my best. Now I'll slip up and like the whole Cheeto president thing. But he is a white man and I am a white woman. See? White man, white woman. You were either making fun of her, a woman of color, or a person of color. Even if you're the whole tech support accent deal was really what you were going for. The kind of situation we have going on in the world, this is not the time to pull that. You're always about taking accountability for your actions, and you're not taking accountability for this action you caused. Again, you had valid points in your video, but then when you did that, everything that you had said before and after, it makes you appear like a child. And I wish you would sit there and think about it. With you being a white man and the situation we have going on and everything, and how the internet is, you should have thought before you edited and uploaded it how this could have been perceived. And now other people are backing you up saying, oh, he's just having like comic relief. That's the issue. There is a time and a place for comic relief. That this wasn't it at all. And you honestly, if you don't want to apologize to her about that, that's fine. That's on you. If you don't want to apologize to your fans who feel differently and are trying to point out how this looks and appears to most with the situation with you being a white male and with her being a black female, this is not a good look. Now, I'm not excusing anything she did in her video. The information that she had, I could tell was like, The information wasn't right. I'm not excusing her from that at all. But she gave you the courtesy of not making fun of you at all. At all. Because this is she thought this was a serious issue that you and your girlfriend are dealing with a fan, a disgruntled fan. That's how she handled it. She handled it the best that she could, very professionally, though her information may have been incorrect. But how you came about to respond to her was not the correct way. You should have given her the same courtesy and the same respect that she was giving you and your girlfriend. Treat others how you want to be treated. So now her seeing this and seeing that video, anything that you do, whether it is true or false, how do you think she's going to treat it when it comes to you from now on? She might not be petty, which honestly, I've only met her one time and she doesn't seem like the petty type of person at all. But just think about how if you're in another scandal or situation, how she's going to treat any information that you're trying to give her, how she's going to treat it at that point. Just think about it. You don't have to apologize to her. You don't have to apologize to your fans. You can leave that video going all you want. But you do need to think about the kind of voice you have at this point. You may be a small creator and everything, but with the way things are going currently, you should have chose your actions a lot better with the way things are going. Honestly, this was not the time nor the place to do that kind of thing. Just my opinion. And you can disagree with it all you want, but me, as a white woman, seeing it from the outside and seeing what's going on in the world, I'm telling you how it appears to me. And it does not appear good to me at all. Honestly. Why is my phone going all weird? So, if anyone has any kind of comments or anything like that, go ahead and say I'm here. I did my whole deal and all that, so I had to say what I said and everything. So, it's just at this point, a lot of people do need to realize with the way things are going, especially within the U.S., and everything, we do need to be better. We really do need to be better. Let's see here. Shanoa, yes, normally Drama and Opinions does more research before she makes a video. I was a little confused how she was so convinced. I think, honestly, with him trying to test her, didn't help the situation. It really didn't help the situation. Honestly, even with the whole cam girl thing, allegedly, even if she was a cam girl, from my understanding, even if it was cam girl stuff, if you're in a private, I don't remember what it's called, because I try to be a cam girl myself, and I was like, I can't do this. I ain't the right type of girl for this. Even if, like, let's say she did a private thing for a client, and if he even if bought those photos, she's under the assumption that that's supposed to be between her and the client and no one else. So these photos that was supposed to be to an ex at the time, that we are being told were supposed to be private, that is revenge porn. Because if these pictures are everywhere on the internet, did you see where these pictures were exactly, other than the Google Drive, to see if this kid was giving you the correct information, that they were everywhere, that you could find them anywhere? If they were in Reddit pages or in one of those revenge porn sites, that's not everywhere. And is that what pushed her further? Maybe it made her angry. She went with her emotion. I don't know about that. She does. When I met her, she doesn't seem to be very emotional type of person when it comes to a situation like that. I think the accusations and everything on a minor, to be honest, and no one given her proof to prove this minor otherwise, I could see how it could emotionally drive someone. I don't know with her in particular. Again, I'm not excusing her at all, because again, if you are in technology like you claim to be, you're a tech girl, you like anything like that, you should have done more research. And I agree with you. It was wrong of her to demand pictures that was allegedly of the girlfriend underage. That is illegal, even if it's to prove a point. Again, if the girlfriend has them, that's one thing. That is one thing. Is she is allowed to have photos of herself. Now, if her boyfriend has photos of her underage, if Repzion has photos of her underage, that's but it is not illegal for the girlfriend to actually own photos of herself when she was underage, of herself. And even if whether she is underage or over the age, it's still revenge porn. And the whole, she was a cam girl. Why is that even a factor at all? Why is that anyone's argument when it comes to what someone does with their body? If she was a cam girl, more power to her. She was owning her body. So this situation, each party was wrong in a way. But what speaks volumes with what's going on is what Repzion did in his video with the accent thing. And again, he was making valid points. He was making really good valid points. And I don't understand, because he's done serious videos without the comic relief before. He's done it before. But to make fun of a tech support accent with what's going on, not a good call. You don't have to be like uber PC, but you need to read the room. You need to read the room. And that's the problem. He's not seeing it like that. He thinks him being funny and edgy like that will like get everybody to see the point. But most people, from the Twitter thread I was reading, people were like, dude, this is not cool. And even if he wasn't making fun of her accent, to do a tech support accent, it wasn't cool. Period. And that's like, for instance, if anybody watched Foamy the Squirrel, they used to do like a whole bit with a tech support guy. And honestly, with how YouTube has done and everything, they haven't done that particular kind of skit in a long while now. I haven't watched their videos in a long because for some reason, Foamy the Squirrel stuff doesn't show up on my feed anymore. I have to check once in a while to see if I'm still subscribed to Foamy the Squirrel or the creator of Foamy the Squirrel. And I still am, but from what I've seen, because normally when they do skits with certain characters, those characters are in the thumbnail. They're usually in the thumbnail, and I haven't seen that particular character, or what was the other character that he would do, or he or she, I don't know. Let's not assume their gender or their pronouns. I haven't seen that, and the other kind of squirrel that they used to do that was supposed to be like a black squirrel in a long while. And they haven't done that in a while. So just a lot of people are saying it's just I just wish he had just read the room a lot more before uploading it. Because there is a way to prove a point without mocking, making fun of someone. Very easily. He's done it before. And again, if this situation is as serious as him and his girlfriend are making it out to be, he should have stuck to being serious rather than trying to be comedic relief. And he could have left that whole accent thing out. He could have left that out. Honestly. So again, let me repeat myself. Both parties are in the wrong for a different reason. No one's getting excused. No one's getting a pass. Period. But one mistake spoke louder than the other one. Because the other mistake can be easily apologized once a little research is done and more reading into coding and data. Where the other situation is like, you see what's going on in the world via through Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. This is not a time to be divided and cause issues. You can have a disagreement with another creator about what is going on in a particular situation and still be civil. But once you do that, because all I can see once you do that is a 2-year-old throwing a fit, mocking, like they do with their parents, or repeating, being parenting. That's all is. Yeah. Yeah, I agree that, she could say, oops, my bad. Here's my statement. Here's the correction. But now, with him doing what he's done, and any future situations I'm sorry, I'm like squirming and everything, but any future situations he gets himself into, do you think she would want to reach out and listen to what he has to say and still take him serious? Because let's be real, she's been covering the whole Nissan thing, and with how Nissan has treated her, she hasn't been able to take anything that Onision has says seriously at all. And now, Repzion, look what has happened. You basically, anything you say to anybody that wants to know information won't know whether to take you serious or not. Because I wouldn't be able to take you serious at all. So, and that whole, if I was making fun of a British accent or Australian accents, again, that's not the point that's being made here. Look what's going on with the world and who you are mocking at. Whether it's at her or the tech support accent. This is not the time or place to be joking like that. Because I keep repeating myself so much, but I feel like I have to repeat myself because, like, how is it someone that I thought seemed so intelligent and has his information well put together and everything, and then does that? I'm just like, my brain doesn't want to comprehend it, honestly. Like, if you're going to be a comedian, be a comedian. But if you're going to be trying to be talking about a serious situation that you were personally involved with, leave the comedy at home, off the videos for that one. And it's just, and honestly, I have to agree with you, Shanoa. It's going to turn into a fight unless Drama and Opinions decides to be the bigger person and just choose to ignore him. Which, honestly, I could see her going that route. I don't really see her being petty and doing the other routes and having this drama continuing between them. I hope she does this, takes the higher road, and just, and just ignores him. And again, and there's people like, well, I make fun of my own accent. Yeah, I make fun of my own accent. It's coming from a weird mixture of being on the East Coast to Texan. Yeah, I can make fun of my own accent. And the fact that I have a lisp, that's one thing. But I do not feel comfortable with other people making fun of my accent, to be honest. Because, again, it brings back a lot of issues I had as a child when it came to my speech impediment and everything. And the whole fact, for a long while, because of me being on the East Coast, it took a long while for my husband's family to start understanding me because I started slowing down because I was talking so fast. And a lot of people have an assumption that, Texans talking really fast, and that's not the thing. It's mostly an East Coast thing. And so, and we don't know if she's okay with people making fun of her accent or anything. I don't even know what to call my accent. It's whatever. Oh my gosh. I'm looking. Oh, I can't do the lip balm right now. My lips are being dry from all talking. I just wish he would see how it is perceived by others, honestly. Because, and the fact that someone else had told me, well, when someone makes fun of my accent with me being a gay person, I know it's homophobic, it's all about context. Well, she said she was a girl that's into tech, and he's doing a tech support voice. If it was about context, I'm gonna try this coconut pineapple, this coconut water. That's interesting. But you might, and again, he's fine with people making fun of his hairline, him going bald, him gaining weight. That's on him. But he doesn't know for sure how she feels about anyone talk about her appearance, about her accent, or her hair, or her skin. You don't know that personally. The whole fact that he said tech support accent was like, so you are making fun of people who work in tech support who are in other countries, because tech support is usually outsourced, and it's usually outsourced to either, and I could be wrong, but most of the time it is outsourced to India or even China. And you're occasionally America, depending on the company or brand or whatever like that. But for him to say, oh, it is a tech support accent, it doesn't sit right with me. And again, with how everything's going in America and all that, this is just, let's see here. I just wish, again, I just wish he had read the room a little bit better. Because, if this whole situation is as serious as it is to him and his girlfriend are claiming to be, you should have just stayed serious in this video, considering what the issue was. Now, if it's between you and Repzion, that's yeah, But then again, you two are two white guys. But this issue is between you, this disgruntled fan. No, you and your girlfriend versus disgruntled fan, and now drama opinions. And again, I know I have to repeat myself. Both parties have done wrong. Both parties have done wrong. No one's excusing either one. But which one do you feel like speaks more volumes to a lot of people who are either affected by what's going on, or by people who that's affected by what's going on or seeing what's going on, and they know somebody, they have family members and all that, and they are worrying to death. Several of my friends are so scared. For instance, look at Patty Page. She has a mixed child, and she is so worried with how things are going and how the world is going to treat her child once her child gets older. I mean, I know people are like, well, what about like people who make fun of Karens or Chads or what was the other one I was thinking of? Or Repzion. And it's just learning how to read the room, honestly. If you have an issue with someone, do it seriously, honestly. I know, like, the world has gotten so serious that I've seen people either post little videos of their dogs or animals doing a little something funny, or the kids doing a little something funny. And that always helps me to remind me the world can and will get better. But right now, it's just, there's so many people fighting amongst themselves and trying to get, like, the biggest deal with the whole, like, yeah, the photos of her cats was really neat, and the little stories that she tells about what her cats are doing are hilarious, and that really brightens up my day and everything. And and I know he'll excuse as well. I'm just a small creator and everything, and I was just trying to be funny. I wasn't making fun of someone, but you have a voice. You know how to use it and when to use it. Oh my god, Misty the raccoon. Oh my god, this the little raccoon is so cute. I'm waiting to see the raccoon to have crackers, Dollar Tree crackers soon, because apparently someone told Carrie that the Misty prefers Dollar Tree crackers. So I'm waiting to see this. I'm also waiting to see if she'll start leaving out like just a bowl of water, because like my favorite thing about raccoons is how they'll wash their hands in their food in the water. So like that is like the cutest thing. And then seeing the videos of raccoons taking like cotton candy and go to wash it and it just disappears and they're trying to figure out where it goes. That is like the cutest thing. And so I'm waiting to see Misty get her little Dollar Tree crackers and some grapes and her cheese and a little bowl of water so she can wash her little hands. Oh my gosh, that cat was like, this thing is here again? Why? That guy was like, why is this raccoon here? And see, that's how you can end it on a good note. You could have like talked about something you had seen on the internet, or talk about how your pets are adjusting to the new place and how they may be going stir crazy and all that. It's just, I think at this point, like I said, everyone's voice has a lot of power behind it, more than they realize. Because when I scroll through Twitter and I see people are saying, "Oh, this needs to stop," and they're and they're white. It's like, do you know how long, if we don't deal with this and get this fixed, how long before it comes down to everyone's rights, including your rights? Just like that, oh my God, what's that girl's name? Caitlin Bennett? That rifle toting girl that no one likes. The rifle girl, whatever her name is. She was like talking a lot of crud, and I'm like, honestly, instead of being a parrot for our president and everything, start worrying about how this could affect you eventually, and you need to speak up. How this needs to be corrected, because soon they'll come for your rights, whether it's your right to procreate, because I've seen that in certain countries where they try to control people on how many kids they have or what sex the kids are and everything, or your right to own a gun. And we need to speak up, because now we're in a situation where our leader, who doesn't know how to shade match at all, is still using the Cheeto self tanner. I shouldn't be doing that, but like when I see him and see like around his eyes, it doesn't match, and then further down, and it's hard to see. They say if you see her person blast Disney music at her or Venus get copyrighted music. That is the way to go. That is the way to go. Just like the anonymous group that hacked the Minnesota police station servers and everything and started playing F the police. That was funny. And so but again, let it go. All right, stop. See, I love how I can laugh towards the end and still be serious and all that. We're at a point where our Cheeto president has basically declared civil war. And thank God we have branches of the government that can stop this. The Senate, the House, and the judicial, I know I pronounced that wrong, branch. The Supreme Court that can stop all that. So we need to know what we know. Now I'm getting all. We have a lot more power in our voices. Period. We have a lot of power when it comes to our voice and speaking for others. And we need to use it to bring attention to the issues that we have going on. And not make fun of people, and not, well, although Cheeto president. Although like either I'm like a lot of like Trump supporters up in here calling me names, and like I've heard it all. It's whatever. But it's hard to take him serious when he's constantly on Twitter, which someone needs to put him on timeout. Because he's acting like a 2-year-old child that needs a nap. But our voices have a lot of power, especially during this time. to bring, and that's like, for instance, I know like a lot of like people are getting tired of my Twitter feed being so full of what is going on in each state, what's going on into the 2 towns that have protests near me. I don't know if we're going to be having a protest, and if it does happen, although I want to go, because what is going on and seeing what I've been seeing, it's not right. It's not right at all, because I've dealt with police before. The sheriff department in our town is shit, but they hate everybody. They fucking hate everybody because, like, they just fucking hate everybody. Now, the cops, though, the sheriffs and the cops are 2 different things in my town, excuse me. And the cops are different. But now, years ago, when, like, if everybody remembers when Pokemon Go became, like, the biggest thing, me and my husband went to the parks and everything, and there was a park that had like a really good Pokemon. It had several Pokemon stops in it and everything, and we didn't realize there was a sign posted about that the park would be closed after sunset. And the cops pulled up, saw us, we showed them our ID, we showed them what we were doing, and they gave us tickets for it. Yeah, they gave us tickets for being in the park playing Pokemon Go after sunset. And I'm sitting here seeing everything going on, and I'm thinking, what if I had been black and it was just playing Pokemon Go, minding my own business, not realizing the sign? What would have happened to me if I was black? And that thought goes through my mind a lot. And I've only ever been pulled over by the cops twice. Once, because one cop claimed that I was going like 10 above the speed, but kind of found out it wasn't the deal. But I paid the ticket anyways, because it was just like, you know what, there's no point in arguing. I'm just going to pay this, and it's going to come off, because I was in a different state. It's not going to be on my driving record. I think it wasn't. I don't remember. And then the other situation where I don't remember what was done, but I only got a warning. And I'm thinking, because I've seen other people having to state exactly what they are reaching for. I've never had to state what I was reaching for, ever. And again, here I am sitting here thinking, if I wasn't white, what would have happened? And that's not right. It shouldn't be like that. I shouldn't be seeing kids crying to their mom, trying to keep them calm, because they know if their parents aren't calm, something's going to happen to them. We shouldn't be seeing that kind of thing. We shouldn't be seeing a poor man that would feed the cops for free, that has always believed in the cops, but because he was black, this week he was murdered by the very people he was helping out, by the police. And then, like, you have people who are like, well, these people who are rioting and looting, they're wrong. Well, first of all, if you're watching all these videos that are going on, you see who is actually doing this. It is not the calm protesters who are there to protest not only the death of the black man that has totally triggered all this, that has set this off, because of video proof showing that they lied in their reports about what went down. But to see everybody trying to come together and protest how it went down and everything, because we are seeing undercover cops causing a lot of issues within the crowds. We have cops shooting directly at people with rubber bullets when that's not how they're used. We see cops getting all smug when they have knocked someone down. Seeing cops macing children. These are kids trying to make a better future for themselves. And you wonder why people are getting so angry. And honestly, I hope in this election, everybody goes down and votes and make sure who you are voting for. Because we don't need another 4 years of this man who is trying to call for a civil war on people who are trying to use their rights to speak up for an injustice that isn't fair. It's not right that I don't have to worry about if anything happens to me if a cop pulls over, but yet someone in my same situation with a different skin tone has to worry if they're going to get home. It's not right. It's not right. Period. And then you have people who need to read the fucking room. You might think it's just comic relief, but you need to read the room. Read the world that is going on right now. And honestly, with you saying you're not going to apologize, you know what? That's on you. Whatever you believe in, it doesn't set right with me. And the fact that he's blowing it off, not seeing it how other people are seeing it, it's so hard. And then, yeah, Jillian, seeing the president telling the cops to go harder, and then the media twisting it, how they're trying to claim it's the protesters, when you could tell it's either undercover cops or that whole anti-government group of people. I don't even know how to pronounce what the fuck they're called, but we all know who I'm talking about. And now we're seeing photos of random stacks of bricks right before a protest. And they're using that, hoping people would get so caught up in their emotions. They'll start writing like, look, see, all these protests, we need to come down harder. We need to make laws about this shit. And if they do that, they can possibly take away our rights. There's even photos of people. Their town, it has a fucking curfew. But within the rules of that curfew, they just have to be on their property. And they were sitting on their porch, and the fucking National Guard and the police were going down the street. They were screaming at them, get in your house, get in your house. And they opened fire on them with a fucking paintball gun. And they weren't doing anything. They weren't saying anything. They were just recording the situation so people can stay informed of how this is getting so heated. And I'm going to say this. Anybody who sees this later and everything, your voice has power. You may not think of it. And you know what else? Honestly, for the longest time, I will admit to this. For the longest time, I didn't think I had white privilege. I really didn't think that. I really didn't think that for the longest time. I didn't think that was a thing. And over the years, seeing how other people are treated, when it's like almost like I've been almost in similar situations. And like my honest biggest fear is worried if someone's going to hurt me just because I'm a woman. But there are people of color who have to worry if the cops are just going to be aggressive and beat them or shoot them just because of their skin. It's not right. It's not fair. And it's so sad. It took the world to see a person choking for almost 9 minutes. It's so sad. And now seeing how protesters are being treated, who are being peaceful. There was a video of a man that was speaking to the cops, being peaceful, and he got arrested. And the crazy part of all this, the protesters who are getting arrested, if anybody is trying to call them, trying to find where they are to make sure they are safe and okay, the cops won't tell them where they are. Although they're supposed to book them right away and deal with them and everything, and then release them later on, depending on what it is they've done and everything. So, and the fact that they are withholding information from people's loved ones or friends and all that is fucked up. And the fact that most of these cops are improperly using the said equipment that's supposed to deter riots and everything incorrectly, and macing people or knocking down people who are doing anything. Something needs to change. There needs to be a change. Period. And I know a lot of people are getting, their anxiety is going through the roof. My anxiety has gone through the roof quite a few times since it all started and all that. Because I'm worrying about friends, family members, and trying to keep track of like where these protests are happening, what's going on, and what our president is going to be trying to set as a law or whatever. And the fact that now in LA, they have a curfew of 5 p.m. 5 p.m. And there's videos of people who were trying to get home on time before the curfew, yet they were getting dragged out of their cars and getting maced and handcuffed. And they weren't even part of the protests. Yeah. Yeah, there's several people who have been shot with these rubber bullets. Some of them are dying from the impact of the bullets to the head. Are going blind. And here I'm thinking, if there is a protest in my town, I'm half scared. Not gonna lie, I'm half scared if I go to a protest that happens in my town, what would they do here? And I know my husband wouldn't want me to go because he has those same fears of what would happen to me because of my asthma, how the tear gas could like really, because I've had tear gas. I've tried to like join the Navy, and they had this whole training thing where you're supposed to, they tear gas you at once so you know how it feels. This shit's not fun. The shit hurts. The shit hurts. And they were having the recruits recite the I can't remember what it's called. Someone probably correct me. Like the Naval Creed, and we couldn't leave until the whole thing was said. Now, if you had a breathing issue and they could see that you are throwing up so much you cannot talk, they will pull you out. So I had tear gas done. So it's not pleasant at all. They didn't even let us wash our eyes out or anything. And I'm happy to see people getting on the internet, giving information how to be safe during these protests, how to do if you are tear gas, if you're maced, if you are all that, and if to have your information written on your body, so that way if you get arrested, you know who to call. And there are lawyers that are announcing that if you are arrested during these protests, that they will do your case for free. And there are people helping out and explaining exactly what you need and like who to call and what resources you can get and how you can help out if you can't go to these protests, and what information to give out to others. And I already said that if there was a protest in my town, I would want to go. And like deep down, I won't lie, I'm scared, but I need to speak up. Period. It's not right. And if that's one more person out there being a voice, screaming for a change, that is more power being put out into the world. Because everyone has a voice. Period. So I think I follow Elijah Daniel on Twitter. I know his tweets been popping up a lot lately because everybody's been retweeting him. So I've definitely been retweeting his information. He's on TikTok as well. I applaud him. And the fact that he is calling out fucking Jake Paul on his bullshit of what he did. It's Jake Paul, right? Not Logan. Yeah, it's Jake Paul that's pulling this shit with the last protest. And he's calling him out for his fucking actions. Elijah Daniel is calling him out on his bullshit about taking advantage of this situation, just trying to make another fucking video to make fucking money. I am glad there are people calling Jake Paul out on his bullshit on that. And here in 2 days, it's supposed to be mine and my husband's anniversary. And the fact that this is Pride Month, I'm not going to stop speaking out for Black Lives Matter. I'm not going to stop speaking out for Pride, for LGBT Pride. I am not going to stop speaking up for anyone whose rights are being fucked with. It's not right. Because if someone else's rights are getting fucked with based on their skin and mine aren't, that's not right. Period. We ain't talking about Miss Tana. Miss Tana, I don't even know why she's even still a thing. Because she's, oh, God. We do need to start promoting people who are speaking up, who are doing the right thing, like Elijah Daniel. Gosh, there are a lot of people. That's the first name that pops up in my head. We need to start really, really uplifting the people who are helping, rather than these little shits, and they're little shits of influencers because they just happen to be pretty. They're not. I don't see Tana out there in the protests at all. I don't see, and I'm going to say it, Jeffree Star out there in the protests. I don't see, like, there's just a lot of things that needs to be changed. Oh, that's another amazing person. Oh my God, I can't pronounce her name, but she's an amazing person. I love her music. We do need to start being more uplifting to the people who are speaking out, who are taking action. Even if, say, a few of them can't be out in the at the protests. I don't see Hannah like doing anything honestly for the Black Lives Matter movement, and the whole charity thing she was doing for COVID-19 is still looking what the fuck. That's still looking shady as fuck. So I don't trust her or any of the people she's ever been involved with. See here, who else is shady? Yeah, shady. And like, again, once there's a protest here, I'm gonna start looking for when a protest is supposed to be happening here, if there is gonna be one, to see when it is, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna record and everything. And it's just, oh my gosh, let's not talk about that trash. Let's not talk about that trash here. That's trash. And another thing too, I have to speak up on, I'm very proud of Nickelodeon, MTV, and Comedy Central. I don't know who else has done it, but I've seen it on Twitter how they did a whole pause all their programming, and I know people said like where it's like 8 minutes and 46 seconds of nothing but the screen, and some people saying breathing. Thank you for doing that, because people wouldn't have been able to know how it felt for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, what it felt like to not be able to breathe. That speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. And I know I have been able to donate money, but I posted a link on my Twitter of someone who is helping out with the Black Lives Matter, where if you can't donate money, you watch their video, let ads play, because all the AdSense money is supposed to go to one of whatever charity needs it the most at that time when they get the money. So, and people have been blowing up the phones of their governors, their government, and if you haven't registered to vote yet, you need to go register to vote and make sure you're down at the voting polls when it comes time to vote, and make sure who you are voting for into office. But because of the corrupt politicians that we have in office who haven't kept the system in check, we need people who can make changes, make this stop happening. Because I don't want to see another child being maced or another child begging their parent to calm down so they don't get shot. I don't want to see another face of a person and their name because the police shot them over something that if a white person had done it, it wouldn't have happened to them. They would. I know a few people spoke like how the whole situation with George Floyd with dealing with a fake 20. My husband had told me years ago about a situation like that where he got money from the bank and the fake 20 came from the bank, and he tried to go spend it at a store, and the store was like, this is fake. So he had to go back to the bank and fight with them like, this came from y'all and everything. But yeah, they didn't call security. They didn't call the police or anything like that. Because my husband's white. But yeah, George Floyd was black. The store order thought, instead of refusing to take the 20, decided to call the cops. And the cops decided to be an ass and not do the correct procedure at all. And they haven't done so in a long while. It's not right. So I'm going to end this. Spoke forever. Again, my opinion about these situations between Repzion and Drama Opinions. Both parties are wrong. But one speaks loud volumes with what's going on. And to know that your voice has power. And your actions do speak louder than your words. And that when it comes time, whether it's for protesting or speaking up, or when it comes time to go vote, to make sure who goes into office and they're not corrupt politicians. They're going to do the right thing and make sure the system does get fixed. To make sure you're down there having your voice heard. Period. So I'm going to go and try to go watch some TikToks. Calm myself down a little bit. Try to put myself in a happy space and all that. I was going to do TikToks today, but had like a severe headache because of trying to like caffeine and all that. So, but Trump is hiding them, telling the cops to go harder. Just remember what politicians are doing. And if you're not happy how they're handling the situation, make sure you go down and they're not reelected. Being put back into that seat of power ever again. Because things have to change for the better. They have to. Because if things keep going at the rate they're going, it's not going to end well for anyone. Anyone. And I don't want to hear that whole lives matter, because like, oh God. Ooh. So again, I want to leave. Comments will be monitored a little bit. No hate. We're not going to send any hate to anyone. We're going to be civil. We can be adults and have an actual conversation. But once you start going on someone's looks, someone's accent, or anything like that, it will be shut down. Because you look like a child when you do that. And when we're adults. And we need to start acting like adults. Treat others how you want to be treated. Is what I always heard growing up. So stay safe. Black Lives Matter. Period. And I will see y'all later. I'll definitely be on Twitter, TikTok, and all that. So just stay safe, please. And make sure your voice is being heard. All right? I will talk to y'all later. Bye.